failure of audio engineering.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I can hear it.
What mistakes were made are now in the past and gone. Happy Mother's Day. It's May.
What's today, Neil?
May 14th, 2017.
And this is episode 15. And that is...
The Mother's Day solution. I don't know how to turn it off. Give me a sec.
That's a good alarm ringtone because there's not
quaint.
really like a melody. It just kind of drives you nuts. At least it gets to me pretty quickly.
It ramps up in the morning, so it's kind of like waking up to a sunrise.
My sister's fiance, his wake up ringtone, because he sleeps like the dead, is literally like some sort of barnyard dubstep sound. And it is at the loudest possible volume. And it is the most like traumatic thing I've ever heard waking up before.
Do you mean it's like
He'll like
barnyard animals making sounds that create dubstep?
Yes.
Someone fucking stole that idea from me. It was on Fetch. It was on Fetch Quest like a couple of years ago.
I'm glad someone, well, no, what I should say is I really wish no one would have ever stole that from me, or if they did steal it, they destroyed it at the same point in time. It's bad. It's so bad because he'll sleep through it for like an hour straight. So every 10 minutes, it's just like chicken squawks and other weird barnyard sounds.
At least it's not a dolphin going as part of your like high frequency pulsating
Wait,
synth sound.
They don't use dolphins for that? I just assumed it was a dolphin.
There aren't any dolphin farms as far as I know.
The lion's roar is your bass drop. I've thought about this for a while.
I'll listen to that.
Let's do it. New project. Animals is the name of the album. Masters of Dubstep Animals.
I'm down.
You know what's really annoying though? Having roommates that fall asleep to DVDs and the
then it's
DVDs
just
have
playing?
the repeating DVD menu.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be
Why
really
didn't you
bad.
just turn off the DVD after
Because
the
they're in
roommates
their
fell asleep?
bedroom.
Or you kill your roommate.
I would have snuck in.
You would have killed my roommate for me?
No, I would have just
No,
snuck
he
in.
would have snuck in and taken
Snuck
care
in
of it.
naked and taken care of it. So
Nah.
just in case.
I have to digress that.
Didn't want it to be awkward at all.
Sneaking around your apartment naked is not that big of a deal. I've done it enough times. That scramble from my bedroom to the shower in the morning. Just like, well, there's a really small chance he's going to open his door right now.
Is the towel not good enough, or do you just keep the towels in the bathroom?
I keep the towel in the bathroom. Yeah. It's 6 very strenuous steps.
Very intense,
Yeah.
stress-filled, exhilarating steps. Are those the most exciting steps in your day?
That's what gets me up in the morning.
Does that get you off in
Quite.
the morning too?
God, no. Trying to shower, Neil.
So what's everyone been up to? Aside from, voyeurism.
It's nice outside
It
where
is.
we're at, so got some ferns planted in the backyard the other day.
Nice. I complained to Cookie about my sunburn because it was nice out. I spent a bunch of time outside.
Meanwhile, I'm just sweating because it's slightly hotter than normal.
We were earlier talking about how fit Neil is compared to everybody else.
And it turns out he's the fat one of the group.
A tall Adonis of muscle. All 4 grams of it.
Woo! Take it off.
Had to take off the top button.
Let me see that necklace just one more time here. You're almost as bad as the girls who get that like tattooed on their ankle, or they make a heart out of a bass clef.
I have an excuse for it.
For everybody, you should explain what it is that
Yeah.
I've become indignant with.
All right, so if I'm going to give you the whole story, then you're gonna shake your head even more. It's a treble clef, which then this is actually a set piece, so it goes into a second pendant or necklace,
Which is a bass clef, I assume.
It's a moon,
It's a moon.
which
Which is a slight
why?
twist.
Yeah, I'm thrown for a loop.
You would think if there's a creative way to do like a bass clef with a treble clef. Yeah, I mean, that certainly seems that someone's musical.
No, it's just a moon.
Yeah. And it's on like one of those small ball chain necklaces right now.
Yeah.
And there's like a rhinestone at the bottom loop-de-loop of the treble clef.
Is it cubic zirconia or is it solid diamond?
It's diamond all the way.
Okay.
Diamond is unbreakable, baby. No. Yeah, I don't know. The girlfriend gave it to me, so I always wear it as a symbol of good faith. Of loyalty.
So I'm getting in trouble with Tiff later. She finds out.
She doesn't listen to this
I was about
podcast.
to
It's
say.
okay.
Thank goodness.
Well, maybe the first 5 minutes. So you might be in trouble.
So if it's the same as Fetch Quest, she doesn't listen to it because she gets pissed off listening to it.
Because she doesn't like your opinion, like all the other old Fetch Quest listeners, or
Damn.
I don't think it's
That's why we ain't
necessarily
got
my
no
opinion
base.
because
I do love the old Fetch Quest episodes because I like having you on there as a very different perspective.
Yeah.
Than I played spin tires for 3 months straight and I haven't touched another game. Jared, and then Matt and Lachlan have different proclivities too. But like you guys made a well-rounded team.
I think we three do as well.
Yeah. Except I feel like your opinion's gotten better over the years. I mean, you still play games that you prod women into singing, right? You tune them. I mean, you're still playing that, but you're playing some more mainstream stuff too.
Don't forget that time he was a space bartender.
Oh god, that game
I didn't
was
get to hear
great.
about this. What?
Real quickly, it's called Valhalla.
Okay.
VA11 Hall-A short,
I like
stylized
that.
as
Okay.
Valhalla. And you just give people drinks and talk to them about their problems, and that's about it. It's actually pretty interesting. It's maybe one of it's in the top 5 for 2017 for me.
That does sound fun, actually.
Yeah, not bad. It doesn't help. I'm pinning through already. Like
You're
I am
fine.
so undeniably
Neil, do you need to-
hot right now.
Do you need to record in the nude? Is that you laboring over the decision whether to or not to? Or is that you turning into a puddle here?
Bit of both.
Would you like a fan?
I'm okay for now. I'll find something if
Fancy
need
Ramen
comes
has
to it.
plenty of fans.
Just like a hot
Like
steaming
the 9?
a piping hot bowl of ramen. Sometimes I just have I don't know where this is going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
let
totally
it
came in
go.
drinking a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You got a hot
Probably
cup
right.
of coffee there.
It's a chai tea actually, a chai tea latte.
Oh, you're right. That'll change the temperature.
It does. It's full of soul compared to coffee being just I whatever.
Okay, Neil, tell us about your week.
So, I've been reading a lot of manga while doing a lot of the rendering and editing for the last few videos series we've done, which it's nice that we actually have more video content coming out because it's been a while.
Speaking of updating the Facebook page now.
Oh, I think I've already posted our video that went up last night. I was hoping to get that up on Friday.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
No, did you post it on Facebook?
Facebook, yes.
Oh, go you.
I know, right? Oh, yeah. In particular, one manga title that I came across was called Kusumi-kun. And I'm hoping that's actually correct because it might be Kuzumi-kun. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I think that this anime is going to one day be like another mediocre love comedy anime. Did I just call it an anime or manga?
Yeah.
But
You did say anime on our notes as well, though. And manga can become an anime, so.
and I predict that this one will. Basically, it's just a goofy story about this girl, like the popular girl in the class, being in love with the boring, quiet kid that has not said a single thing as far as I've read so far.
So he's like completely uninteresting, and that's the gag.
Yeah, exactly.
So normal.
Not even normal. Like he seems to do things that also make him less than normal. Like he likes birds, so he'll go and try and feed birds. And when he tries to smile to the birds, he gets like a gangster smile and the birds get scared off. But that's apparently endearing. Aside from that, I've been playing more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's really nice to be able to play a Mario Kart game after regularly after more than a decade, since 64 has been my last Mario Kart game. But in doing so, I've kind of learned that the individual Joy-Cons suck. I hate playing on those individual Joy-Cons.
And you're talking about when they're held horizontally, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Have you tried finding and picking up the steering wheels yet?
No, steering wheels.
You know how like the Wii had the steering wheel that you can buy that little attachment?
So you like pop it in and now you have...
put the Wiimote in the center of the wheel.
Instead of doing that, you control it like a normal thing. It actually increases the size of the controller of that Joy-Con, and it makes the L and R buttons like really long.
Less shit?
Yes.
Because I really don't like the L and R buttons with the attachment or without them. And I think another big thing too is that if you're stuck with the left Joy-Con, you're always turning left because, you know, what has been played on this game or on this Joy-Con beforehand? Zelda. What are you pushing playing Zelda half the time? Up, which is left when you're playing on that Joy-Con.
You mean you don't like backtrack through the world of Zelda?
It is a lot cooler looking when you turn the camera around and then
place to place.
Run towards the camera instead.
Not that Neil's played Zelda.
Yeah, only a little bit. Well, when the one time I did get to play a little bit of Breath of the Wild, I was intent on snapping a selfie after I killed this like really big monster. So
hell yeah.
I tried to hunt it down like 3 or 4 times, and then I'd go to take the selfie, and I'd just be like a second too late before they exploded, and I was heartbroken.
Did I tell you guys about some of the like detailed script work that went into Zelda and like how fucking impressive it is? Like you can jump on top of a table and then talk to an NPC by the table and they'll criticize you for jumping on the table.
I didn't know that.
That's amazing. And that totally makes sense because you used to be able to do that in some of the other games. Like just be in really weird spots and start a conversation using like your fairy and Z targeting.
It's fascinating. I'm really impressed with like the amount of detail that went into things that I think the majority of players will never see either.
Breath of the Wild, still worth the wait.
Just I'll play it someday. But I might have added motivation.
Who's gonna beat it first?
Oh, probably Scott. Probably Scott.
Scott doesn't even have the console.
Yeah,
I'm now like 25 hours into Persona 5 New Game Plus. So,
but I've got Persona 5 waiting for me when I get back to my PlayStation 4.
Oh, that's true. It's not like you're going to have one choice or the other.
Right. So I thought I'd probably knock that out first, is get Persona out of the way.
Yeah, it's only 100 hours. It won't take too long.
I promise I'll play other games because I don't want to talk about that on the podcast for the rest of my tenure.
Oh man! And speaking of which, when we need to do the spoiler cast at some point too. Anyways, Joy-Cons are expensive. They're $80 for a set, and it's $70 for a Pro controller. Granted, these are prices straight out of Best Buy, since I happened to stop by earlier yesterday. Why would you buy the set of Joy-Cons if you don't like using the Joy-Cons horizontally? Absolutely no reason. So I think I'm going to be picking up a Pro controller after the next paycheck. Those Pro controllers look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they are. Nintendo always makes their best controller the one that's also the most expensive and doesn't come with the console.
The non-included.
Does it have HD Rumble?
You know, I don't know. Maybe that's why it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's probably why.
Pay that extra money for that HD Rumble. What?
HD Rumble is pretty awesome.
How is that going to be used in a game, though?
Well, I mean, if my controller had the type of battery life that I'm saying if I built a controller that had the type of battery life that some of those Nintendo, like the old Wii U Pro controllers, those things had like 60 hours of battery life or something. I'd be using my HD Rumble to give myself a hand massage the whole time I'm playing.
He says hand.
But we all know it's something else. Hey. Yeah, aside from that. Oh, you know, even to support your claim about the Wii U Pro controller, I used one all the way through like the second half of Twilight Princess into like one half of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and it's still like I did not have to charge it once. Yeah, it is crazy.
They last forever. It actually used to drive me insane because Kyle never charged his. So when I saw the red light, it's like, do you know how long you have to go without charging to see this red light? Are you going to charge it? And he's like, I'll charge it when it dies. Like, what are you doing?
Like 20 hours later. Oh.
Dude, yeah, I know. I'm so anal retentive about that, though. Like, if I see a red light on anything or like a need to charge, I'll charge it. You don't know when we're going to run out of electricity. We may go off the grid at any second.
And at that point, he's going to need that Pro Controller to play that console.
And you got to save the rest of the energy for the backup generator to power the Wii U.
I wonder if you could use a bike generator to actually run enough juice to a console.
Yeah.
Like as you're playing it. So let's say you haven't reserved anything.
Yeah, you might want to have a little more to start.
I think there's a PlayStation VR thing for that.
Where you're on a bicycle. And I have seen the bike VRs that exist, but they're not specific to PlayStation.
They need PlayStation VR Tour de France. That would be amazing.
I've got the demo for the game for my PlayStation VR where you've got to actually use a bike to pedal. And
how does the PlayStation know you're pedaling?
It's hooked up. It's like the exercise bike's hooked up to the PlayStation via USB, and it goes off the pedaling.
You just plug the USB into the spokes.
So in the Tour de France VR, like at what point do you have to inject yourself with steroids or have a teammate do it for you?
I mean, I don't know if you really need to take it that far.
VR steroids? What's wrong with that?
VR steroids, sure.
Crap, I don't need to take it that far? Fuck.
You've been You've been juicing.
Peyton Manning's wife will gladly buy those from you.
Does she juice?
I don't know what came of it, but the accusation was that she was getting the steroids under her name for Peyton Manning.
Oh.
So.
Well, he's got to heal that broken neck that he had a couple seasons ago, right?
Sports. I know these.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of hockey.
Dude, hockey's actually one of the best sports to watch, I think.
Did you watch, what's his face? Crosby? Sidney
Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, he got a concussion like a week ago, and then 4 or 5 days after that concussion, he gets slammed into the wall again. And he's out for a bit, but he goes back in the same game, and everyone's like, well, okay, I guess he didn't have a concussion. After watching his head on the replay slam against the glass, yeah, no concussion, my ass.
More like he didn't want to acknowledge the concussion.
Exactly. Every talk show you heard him on afterwards, he was like, yeah, I knew I got the wind knocked out of me.
Wait. He wasn't just like blankly staring and drooling?
James Harden of the Rockets switching to NBA. Now, he looked like a guy that had a concussion because he was passing balls into the stand afterwards. Like, whoa. Oh, you're not sitting in row 4? My bad.
Anything else you have to say?
No, that's about it. I'm going to be $70 poorer next week.
That's what Nintendo wants to hear.
Speaking of being $70 poor, what you been up to, Scott?
I haven't spent any money. Not yet. I'm actually about to probably drop $30 on a game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Have either of you heard of this?
I watched an hour of it,
and I was like tempted to push that button to buy it like 2 weeks ago.
It's $30, so
yeah. Now I'm angry that I didn't push that button 2 weeks ago when it wasn't $30.
Yeah. Wait, what was it then?
Was it not that $19.99?
That's for the
I'm
Long
talking
Dark.
about something else. Yeah.
Oh, that is the Long Dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
Quick transition. I forgot to mention part of the reason people were pissed about that Long Dark announcement was also that they transitioned from having a $20 store price to a $35 price. Sorry, that was part of the reason people were pissed. They asked for more money and they didn't provide Moose. And that was a really important thing for me to note.
The extra $15 from every user from now on will be going directly into the Moose Fund.
Yeah.
They have a separate
You
team
really need to
working
do
on the
PR
Moose.
for them because
He's such an apologist.
yeah, you know how to reignite my passion for that game.
Now, on the topic of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Good. Yes, I'm glad we're back to this.
If I'm going to present you with one scenario and then another scenario afterwards. Let's say I play DayZ, HZ3, whatever the hell.
Daisy, H1,
A lot of those games.
Z1, probably.
What does this game offer
Which means hemagglutinin 1, zombie glutenin 1. Or Zombie-inadays, because the end's supposed to be Neuraminidase. I just want to do more mobile stuff.
So this game offers you more action than DayZ H1Z1.
Yeah, and I think it's been described to me as like a less annoying and shitty like
Arma 3
Arma
mod.
3 mod. Yeah, like it's the DayZ PvP without the zombies, and it's not nearly as like obnoxious in how clunky it controls. I hear it's still obnoxious in plenty of other ways. Like there's lag issues, and my buddy who's convincing me to pick up the game, like he's running one of the best computers possible right now with all of the parts that are available on the market, like the highest end stuff he could purchase, and he's like, yeah, it's still like just absolute garbage when I first boot this thing up. He's like, it is the most poorly optimized game I've played in ages. So for all of its bugs, it still sounds like it's a blast. Like a lot of people are having fun. I have a group of friends that there's like 6 or 7 who have already picked it up, and now they're playing together quite a bit. And I don't want to be left out.
I could understand that. Something in me just wonders why these online... I don't even know what to call these games, because DayZ is not a zombie survival game, because humans are the bigger threat. And assuming you have
Stairs
enough time...
are the biggest threat in that game.
Ladders
the
are
amount of
also
times
the
I've
biggest
broken
threat.
my fucking leg, I'm not afraid of anything but stairs.
So, with that said, why is it that every multiplayer online massively online combat arena free-for-all Hunger Game style game, battle royale style probably is a better way to put it.
No, Hunger Games is probably more people know that.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, it's got better.
There's ramen in the title of our podcast. I'm pretty sure everyone, all 17. How many people do we have normally
On the YouTube channel?
17,000.
Yep, all 17,000 people know about Battle Royale.
Okay.
'Cause I think we average something like 70 listens a week right now.
Oh, nice.
That number's probably inflated because we have
70,000?
multiple. Yes.
Jeez,
from the podcast alone, that is the audio version. So with that on, like, you know, in the back of your head, why is it that all of these games feel like, or at least seem like they come from the same system, or not like Unreal, not like that,
because they're
but-
all on PC. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily, because, you know, Halo is now on PC. There's Call of Duty and COD.
You're talking like console
CS:GO.
originals to...
But
Yeah.
CS:GO is a game that originated on the PC, technically through Half-Life, and
But
yet
it's
it
not-
plays much more fluidly than DayZ.
But it needs that survival element, and it needs a
So-
two-man team.
Why not introduce the survival element into a better acting engine first, and then push it into that direction?
Because we don't have the money to use that engine, Neil, okay?
This theoretical game company is failing.
This is an HTML-based video game, Neil, okay?
Yeah. Because I
don't know where
love
to
the
go with that.
idea of Hunger Games / Battle Royale style gameplay, not with the same context. You know, I don't want to have a love story go on in the middle of my fight.
You don't want to find out that old girl's on her period?
What?
Is that a
That's-
thing?
In Battle Royale,
Oh, in
yeah.
Battle Royale, yeah.
Yeah. Not on Hunger Games. I don't think they cared so much.
I don't think so.
So I don't want that type of thing.
no,
But
no one wants that type of thing.
I tracked you down.
But
I
the
knew you were on
premise-
your period. Here's some tampons. Have a good day.
Oh man.
the premise of being set in like some sort of natural arena with only like the devices handed to me in a well-playing game interests me way more. So sorry, that's my little hate rant. So moving on from there, it does look significantly better.
I think we can make this game, Neil.
In Visual Basic.
No. I think there's a way to customize Halo to have like weapon drops, so we can make this game.
But there's no survival aspect to it. Oh, but maybe you could.
Wait, but
one life.
is there survival in PlayerUnknown? I mean, you're trying to make it to the end of the round, but it's not like you're foraging for mushrooms.
No, well, we're talking survival in Last Man Standing kind of survival at this point now.
Yeah,
But no, you're right.
but you can do that with Halo.
Yeah.
There are game types like that. Actually, the closest thing to that is called Mongoose Sumo, and it's the best Halo mod. It's essentially a floating platform, and at every like set period in time, the perimeter drops out, and so everybody's fighting to stay on this platform. And they're mongoose.
Sumo Mongo. Or
Mongoose Sumo. Yeah,
Sorry.
That
And
sounds fun.
if your mongoose gets rolled, or you hop off of it, you explode and die. And if you fall off of the platform, you explode and die. And so Last Man Standing is the Mongoose Sumo King.
It's really fun, actually. It's the
It is
only
one
game
of the
mode I was
best game
playing
modes,
when I
yeah.
had Halo on my PC.
I got like a 70% win rate on that. I love that game.
Which is amazing considering it's usually 1v4 or a four person.
Jared likes to jump the gun a lot.
Yeah, he does. So PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds shares the medical side that Daisy H1Z1 have. where If you get shot a bunch, it's not like you're just going to go run over some med kit and it heals you.
You're
You
gonna
actually
bleed
have
out
to find out the
yeah.
you have to find the medical supplies. The same clunkiness that you're talking about applies when it's like, well, I don't know how to use bandages. Like what combination of buttons do I need to push on my keyboard to get it to work?
Is it E?
Maybe.
It's probably, I mean, that's a good enough guess.
That's when it's not E. It's like M. It's like the fuck.
It's B for bandage.
But yeah, I watched a bit of it. It seems pretty interesting. It still does seem clunky, but if I'm gonna play any of these games that are not free, this would probably be like the most likely one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm probably gonna get it, and then I'll tell you guys how it is.
I'll get it when it hits PS4.
I was one of the guys who was playing it. He loves to whine about everything. He's always complaining, and he was playing the game for like 4 or 5 hours, and he's like, "Whatever you do, don't get this game." He's like, "Don't buy it." He's playing like 2 hours later still, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll make sure not to get it." You're not having fun at all.
Fuck this game.
Yeah.
Is that Drew?
Oh no, this is a totally different group of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you asked if that's true.
No. We do have a friend, Drew, who just likes to throw money at everything.
Is he the one with the supercomputer you were talking about?
No, that's a completely different guy.
You have a lot of rich friends.
This one is by far my richest, and he works in the tech industry, so like he makes a good sum of money working with computers, and he spends it all back on computers.
Oh, so that also means he's not buying like the expensive shit that doesn't deserve to be expensive. He's buying like
he's not
the real
buying like
stuff.
A gold plated.
I got this Alienware case aftermarket.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, he actually helped me custom build both of my computers, and he helped Kyle build his, which can do now like studio level
Video editing.
Yeah, video editing and animation. So yes, he knows what he's doing with his computers, and that's why I trust him when he says that the game must be really poorly optimized if his computer can't run it.
Yeah,
because I saw the thing, and like NASA got shot to the moon in a less complex machine than what he's got. Granted, NASA got shot to the moon in a less complex machine than
than our phones.
But his is like a lot of our phones stacked on each other. all hooked up through an auxiliary cable splitter. Because all you need is the audio data. That's about all I've got for now. Besides talking more about the Long Dark, I'll keep it quick. How far do you guys think I am?
Wait, for reference,
as far as days survived,
how far did you get last time? We said 17?
It was 12 days, yeah.
17.
Okay.
I think a month at this point.
I should actually state first off that I have played for another week now, roughly, about the same amount of time. And I'm actually playing in 2 sandboxes. So I'm splitting my time a little bit. One of them I'm being very exploratory with. The other one is what I'm considering my like legitimate survival game.
Oh, you've got a legitimate survival game?
Yeah, I have one that's on a
2
harder
months,
mode.
3 days.
I have a harder mode one, and then I have one that's on the easiest where I'm just exploring around.
2 months, 3 days.
And Neil?
I'm going to stick with a month.
Yeah, 30 days. I just hit 32 days before I came over here to record the studio. It's getting crazy. I got mittens made out of rabbit. I've got a wolf skin coat. I've got deerskin boots and deerskin pants. Now all I need to do is shoot myself a bear, and then I'll have a like bear hide bedroll that also weighs like 40 pounds.
Too bad you can't have a moose hat.
Not yet. No moose hat yet.
That price right.
Man, I really hope that that's what we get to craft out of moose.
So, just out of curiosity, since this game is still, I'm assuming, like updating somewhat regularly.
I wouldn't say super regularly. They probably won't have another update until the story mode releases.
Not like patches either, for that matter, or
the patches come with the big updates. They do a lot of their stuff in bulk, so it's like version, like
1.1.1.
Yeah. Well,
are you scared of losing progress with one of those updates breaking your saves?
So actually, I think sometimes the updates will do that. I'm wondering if that's going to happen to this or not. But it's okay, because now I know what I'm doing. I feel pretty confident about it. I'll be sad to lose those things, but I'm getting good at... I figured out the map that I'm on pretty well, and there are several other maps, and the one that I'm on is probably the easiest. And so I can move on to bigger, better challenges. And it's easier than packing up all my shit from the map I've established myself in and then trying to travel and dying that way. That might be more depressing than just like getting it erased and then starting somewhere new.
That's a healthy way to look at it.
Yeah, you got to stay positive. That's part of surviving, Neil. But yeah, it's good. I learned a little bit more about how the like each status condition system works, and I've learned that you should be starving yourself all the time. Like you should just always be hungry. And at the very end of the night, you eat a little bit of food and sort of like hibernate, and you recover back all that lost condition. Because otherwise, if your character's hungry, you're like, suck it up. We're doing shit.
Do you think that's a problem with the system? Not necessarily.
A lot of people think that this fasting system is not, like, they call it hibernation fasting. It's not realistic, and I totally agree. And I've seen some ideas on how to adapt it by not having it as just this like linear progression of lost condition and like linear loss of calories over time. And so there are some systems that people have gone to great lengths to like describe what they think is a better way to do the math for it. And it looks really good, but I'm honestly not complaining right now. I'm still getting used to the game to the point where like exploiting this system is very helpful to me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And it's a video game. It's never going to be like,
it's never going to be
super
life
realistic.
or death.
The other thing is too, I mean, it's a video game. Like if it was super close to real life, you know, I'd just go ahead and start becoming a doomsday prepper or something. If I found it that entertaining,
you would purposely get stranded in the northern Canadian forests.
Yeah,
he's just on a random airplane. I'm hijacking this plane, guys.
Now I'm
just drop me off.
Run it into the ground. Yeah,
drop me off, please. Oh
shit! I forget. I'm not nearly as good at bandaging wounds as I am in the game. I'll bleed out and die.
Why are my wounds not immediately healed after bandaging them? Oh shit!
This isn't what I signed up for at all.
Yeah.
What if Resident Evil 7 was real? This medkit isn't, or wait, medkit? What the hell is it?
I don't know. You played
Isn't it just an herb? Don't they do a green herb?
That's what they did in the past. It's just you smash this plant into your wound and you're like, oh, much better.
Feels good. It's actually just the coca leaf. And you're getting that cocaine release.
Ooh, tingly.
Yeah. I feel much better. You're like still bleeding out, but you don't really realize it.
Too much of a high at that point.
Yeah. But that's about it. I've learned that freezing to death is ultimately the worst thing. Like your condition depletes by 1% when you're starving per hour. Your condition depletes by 1% per hour. You haven't slept and you're like exhausted. And then your condition depletes by 2% per hour if you're beyond thirsty. So in the cold, your condition depletes by 20% per hour. And then if you contract hypothermia, which I thought was a permanent status ailment, but now I think I'm incorrect in that. But when you do that, then it's 40% per hour of lost condition. So like once you've contracted hypothermia, which you've probably already lost at least 1 hour's worth of that like 20% condition at 100%, you're going to be dead real soon. Unless you build a fire immediately. Keep it going.
With your second sandbox save, have you tried to subject yourself to hypothermia in safe conditions, meaning like you're outside of your hut?
Right, just standing there waiting to freeze and then try and bring myself back.
Yeah.
I've thought about it, but right now I'm just trying to do some exploration stuff. There's this really precarious there's a railroad track that goes over like a bridge area, and you literally have to walk from like one metal end of the rail where the rest of the wood is falling out to the other side. And I've heard about people clipping through it or just like misjudging it and then slipping and just falling and dying like immediately. And I'm like, oh God, that's too real. Like it's way too real. You can survive as long as you want, but you just have to slip on this small like metal railroad track and die. I can't complain about it because it's totally what would happen in real life, right? Like,
yeah,
you got a 50-50 chance you're making it across that rail.
While we're on the topic of survival games, I do want to bring up that Tiffany's been playing a lot of Subnautica lately. Have you seen it before?
Never even heard of it.
That's a new word for me.
Subnautica. I hope I'm pronounced. I hope I have the name right. It's not Subnautica.
It's not Subnautica?
Maybe it is Subnautica.
Super Subnautical. Subnautica Part 3. I'm just pulling up the first thing that comes up on my Google search.
Okay, it is Subnautica. Apparently, it's
okay.
Based on the clothing franchise Nautica.
Oh, really?
No.
Nice.
Oh.
Because Nautica is not the full word. Wouldn't you think it'd be subnautical? Nautical? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I've been watching over her shoulder occasionally, and this game seems pretty interesting. From what I've gathered, it's
No Man's Sky, but underwater.
And you're not jumping across different planets either.
You weren't jumping across different planets on No Man's Sky either.
I guess that's true. You were going to the same planet.
You were clipping into the
systems.
center of them because it was so buggy.
Seems pretty interesting though, and I think that might be something that I might try and play in the future. It has an element to. This is me being a baby, but it seems like it has an element of horror to it as well, especially if you're exploring at night. The types of creatures that come out.
Scary place.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm afraid of deep dark water. I think that's totally reasonable. I am way more afraid of deep dark water than I am afraid of any of the other like primal fears. Like dark, fine. That's fine. Deep dark water, not so fine.
Did you see the creature that washed ashore in Indonesia?
Was it a giant squid?
Supposedly a squid. A lot of people said that it looked more like a whale, but yeah, that thing is fucking scary.
There's creepy shit in the ocean. Evolution follows a very, very different like selection process down there. and the selection process is like big, bony, spiky, and nasty. Like
how close to like
other weird shit too. I mean, there's a reason that there's so much like bioluminescence down there and things look like giant space bugs.
Yeah, it's
Indonesia sea monster.
Oh my God.
So
that's what washed up, huh?
Wait, is that a tusk?
Kind of looks like a tusk.
Maybe.
Enormous squid beak. Yeah,
just-
Cookie's
yeah.
showing us a picture of
The ocean is a scary place, and you could Photoshop anything together and tell me that it lives in the ocean, and I'll believe you.
Yeah.
It's really hard to argue with. There's those like what is it? There's those thermophile like lipstick tube things. Have you ever seen those? They hang out near sea vents, and it's literally like a sea worm inside of like it's sort of like a calcitrated or like mineral deposit
are you
type
talking
of
about
tube
those-
shell thing.
Those squirmy things in Ursula's lair.
Kind of like that, I guess. I haven't seen Little Mermaid in probably 18 years, thank goodness. It was a crap Disney movie, but
Ouch.
I have no opinion. I
Yeah.
don't remember it at all.
I'm an Aladdin fanboy personally. And Mulan. Mulan is also amazing.
Mulan is great up until the ending.
Yeah, when she just decides that domestic life sounds nice.
I'm glad you agree with me.
It's
here.
the ultimate feminist movie until the end.
Yep.
When she marries
You can be an
General Shang.
individual. Like,
You can
women
be
are
an
strong.
individual until you're ready to get married.
and yeah, now it's time to be a woman again, a lady.
I thought they made a Mulan too.
They did.
Yeah, they called her back for a country. When she's a soldier, she's a person.
Fucking
Yeah.
yeah, that movie. Up until then, it's great, and the music is good too.
Be a man. Yeah, I can sing along to almost all of those. Anyway, things in the sea are very scary. Almost scarier than the patriarchy in China.
Is that Cthulhu?
That looks
you're
like
showing us?
Cthulhu. Yeah.
I just pulled up.
Yeah,
Cthulhu.
I know that. I already know that lives in the sea.
It's been confirmed. We played Bloodborne.
All right.
Speaking of scary things, we have on the docket. You want to ask about anime?
Yeah, I do want to ask about anime. So I was just trying to find something to watch recently, and I was like, I've never actually seen a Gundam anime. Like, I'm not even sure I've really seen much for mecha anime either, no, I can say Gurren Lagann, but that's pretty different still. Like, I feel like it has its own genre,
Gurren Lagann.
but it has.
Ooh, would that be considered a Gundam or a mecha for you, Neil?
Okay,
Neil's got very strong
Yeah, I know.
opinions on
I know
mecha
he
versus
does.
Gundam.
I feel
But
like we
I'm not
talked
sure
about it
I've-
once before, right?
I think we've talked about it multiple times.
Really?
I don't get tired of hearing about it though.
I've
'cause it's-
just got a vague idea. Gundam is like, is it supposed to be sappier? Because it's what I'm watching is definitely sappier.
What one are you watching?
Iron-blooded orphans.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
I do have to say, like, as cheesy as it is sometimes, they end normally with this very like bluesy ending number, and I love it. It's always like this bluesy fade out, and it makes me think Cowboy Bebop for whatever reason, even though there's no other similarity with it.
I've heard some good things about Iron-Blooded Orphans. I watched like part of the first season. They're on season 2 right now, right?
Yes,
That is
and
correct.
I'm still like in the first. I think I just finished the first like 8 or 9 episodes
Of season
it.
1?
Of season 1.
I can honestly say I started the first 5 minutes of episode 1 and realized I didn't feel like reading anything. So I just never came back.
There's a lot of reading to do.
So I just never came back. I was like, this sounds like it's going to be a real technical anime. I'm going to need to be in the
Yeah.
right mindset. I'll come back to it later.
So
It's one of those where the action sequence is normally 5 to like 8 of the total 20 minutes, and then the rest is like dialogue and setting and story building. And I like it.
The thing I've said before is that, like, I mean, obviously the biggest difference is one's called Gundam, one's called not Gundam, right?
That's not your difference, though. We know that that's not your
His
reasoning
difference
line.
is story's got to be real
well,
complex
it's
and
not
intriguing.
it's not just like story as a whole, but like how I define the Gundams that I don't know why I hate saying Gundam, like but there's no better way to say it in English.
How do you say it in non-English?
Yeah, in
Gundam.
Japanese, you say Gundam.
Gundam. Okay, so what's the difference between a mecha anime and a Gundam anime?
Mobile suit.
Mobile Suto. In particular, the good Gundam series that I've watched are like half political, half personal.
That's totally what this is.
I think the majority of the time, the good series, at least in my opinion, there are exceptions to every rule, obviously. Usually there is some metaphor being made about nuclear war in the process, or,
Oh, totally.
or straight out
Totally.
nuclear war
Yeah.
deterrent.
Well, because that's the source, right? Like
Yeah,
the U.S. had to go in and drop 2 atomic bombs on the Japanese, and the impact was so intense that it literally embedded itself in the media that they produce.
and
For the next, who knows how long.
the original Gundam series basically follows the aftermath of like space colonies and Earth fighting, and
So
the,
when you
the
say
entire
the original Gundam series, which Gundam series?
Mobile Suit Gundam.
Okay,
Uh,
just making sure.
Yeah, because
Gotta-
there's like 100 series,
And then it's like the prequel to Mobile Suit Gundam, Gundam 00's.
7-9.
Yeah.
Seven,
So the
nine.
next question is: I know there's one Gundam that is like very cutesy. Like,
SD
it's like
Gundam.
a
I was actually going to mention that.
Gundam
What do you
SD,
think?
Yeah, it's like Chibi Gundam.
I've
so
never watched
Is
it.
it a Gundam show?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. I was in the middle of pulling up clips of it because it's
Yeah, I remember seeing this on Toonami, I think, when I was a kid. And it is
here's a 30-second clip that's going to be played.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I'm familiar with it, but I have never watched any of it, if that makes sense.
They've got eyes, Neil. They've got eyes.
they do have eyes, and they use their heart
And they
or some sort of core thing.
bring a lot of the different models from different series and several different universes too, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's fan servicing robots.
It's fan service baby Gundam. Yeah, entirely.
But so is it Gundam or not?
It's Gundam because they call it Gundam, I guess. But is it like I make this distinguishment between like what I consider a regular mecha and a Gundam anime, because if you watch Gundam Wing and Gundam G, is Gundam G the one where it's basically a fighting game?
I have no idea.
G Gundam?
Though Gundam did have some pretty legit games for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, there are some nice ones. But like Wing, G, there's certain Gundam series that are official Gundams.
G Gundam was literally
with like the shining fist attack or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the fighting game one.
They're official Gundams, but they do not they don't have what makes Gundam great.
It's like Dragon Ball Z Gundam.
It's a mecha. It's a mecha show at that point. Yeah.
Basically, what it comes down to, if Neil likes
Neil
the
makes
story,
a gut check, yeah.
Neil likes the story, it's Gundam.
Or if it says Gundam in the title, then I guess it has to be.
Just
yeah. I don't feel like it's fair for me to like make the choice decision here, because there are great mecha animes that do not have the same type of spirit, but it doesn't make them any worse than
I like Zoids.
Yeah, where
Was
does
that-
Zoids fit into this?
I barely remember. Let's move on. Cookie, what have you been up to?
Neil's like, enough time in the spotlight. I've been playing a whole lot of Diablo 3. Just all the Diablo 3.
Right back on that train, huh?
Yup. And so I've been kind of like wanting to jump into Diablo 3 for a while. And I don't know what actually like got me to actually like start playing it.
But you've played it quite a bit in the past, right?
Yeah. So me and Lizzie both ran through the story like multiple times and did the Reaper of Souls. We play on the PlayStation 4. We've got our level 70 characters, Paragon level 38, I believe.
And you played through the Diablo 1 campaign on Diablo 3 when that came out a few months ago.
Correct.
So what brought about this recent?
There was, I don't even know, honestly. Like every once in a while, I just get the urge to turn on Diablo. And then the last time I turned it on, I was like, ooh, what's the seasons thing? That looks interesting and weird. It's on season 10? Huh. Never even noticed that. Then I turned it off. And last week I turned it on and I was like, Lizzie, you want to play some Diablo? And she's like, yeah, that sounds like something we haven't done in a while. I was like, okay, cool. She noticed her brother was on, so we played with him and his wife. And we learned about the seasons. And 2 hours later, our level 1 characters were then level 70 characters. We got mad power leveled.
By the stronger couple you were playing with?
Yes, they are both level 70 characters, Paragon level 200 and blah, blah, blah.
So what's the Paragon level? Just
Basically,
real briefly.
So Paragon level is after you hit level 70, it's kind of like prestiging. Instead, it just says, okay, now we're going to give you extra XP and you get to level up just certain characteristics of 4 main aspects of your character. So more levels for you. Have fun.
And is that capped?
I don't know. I am currently Paragon level 138 and brother and sister-in-law are Paragon level 2 something right now. So I don't know.
Like 21, 29, 29?
260 something.
Mm.
Been playing a lot of that. Witch Doctor for life.
I mean, once, just like any good RPG, as the numbers go up, like that's what you're really getting out of it, right? Just watching that number go up, the damage get higher.
That's it. Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm getting out of Diablo the loot.
Oh, of course, of course.
And the brokenness of the loot. Oh, it's so broken. So broken.
Like, no longer difficult broken?
So my sister-in-law uses a monk, and her armor set piece that she got for doing the seasonal thing allows her to have just a gobbledygook of followers, and they do like special things. And she's got an everyone die button. And that everyone die button is now on like a really short cooldown. And then her group of followers, she just recently got a buff for that doubled the amount of followers that she has. So she went from 5 people to everyone die to 10 people behind her with everyone die.
When you say everyone die, you mean that the followers, are going off to kill everybody.
Yes.
Not that they're sacrificing themselves for no reason. Okay.
No,
It'd be cool if they exploded.
No, they explode into elements. So there's like some rocks running around, some rivers, tornadoes, I think. I don't know. It's lots of colors.
Are monks the summoners in this game?
No. Monks are hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I figured.
No.
But what's
they're
up
not.
With the followers then?
Broken.
Okay.
Very broken.
Is part of the paragoning / prestiging system giving your max classes attributes or skills from other classes?
No.
Okay.
It's just kind of like one that I focus on just enhances my intelligence. Because since I'm a witch doctor, obviously I gotta be smart to throw vases full of spiders. Because that's what I do, man.
I need to calculate the trajectory of these spiders.
Funny how as you get smarter and smarter, your ability to damage people using the same spiders and vase seems to increase. Yeah.
But so it's super broken and I'm super enjoying it. Like my brother-in-law uses a wizard. Every time he casts a spell, it starts a meteor shower.
I better heal you. Oh no, a meteor shower too.
Pretty much. And instead of dying if he takes critical damage, a giant meteor falls down on the ground. And once that hits, he gets 100% of his health back. And then he's got a second save that pushes everyone away, gives him 50% health, and gives him a bubble of immunity for a while.
Is there friendly fire with those spells?
No.
Yeah, I figured. So
it's too bad.
God, it'd be so difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty broken. Is there any way you can get yourselves over your heads at this point?
How do you mean?
Like
you can actually face a challenge that may defeat you?
Yes. So while playing with the in-laws, we are playing on Torment level. I think we just hit 10. And for those who don't know who Torment levels are, the difficulty curve of Diablo 3 goes pretty much easy, normal, expert, master, torment, and then torment levels because, who doesn't like a challenge? So torment level 10 is kind of like where we're at the moment.
Out of how many levels?
I think it's 18 is what I can see.
That's a pretty big number.
Yeah.
Does anything change from the torment levels?
Yes.
Like aside from
The loot.
damage multipliers, loot, that sort of thing. Like, is it the same stages?
Every enemy's on fire.
Pretty much. Actually, pretty much.
Progressively,
Yeah,
the fire gets stronger and stronger.
And hotter, yeah. They just start doing crazy AoE
Until
damage.
level 18, everyone is a skeleton of themselves. Obviously scarier that way.
You have to fight yourself at level 18.
Except it's a skeleton of yourself.
Yeah.
Nega Scott.
No, even better. It's your skeleton, so you are now skeletonless.
You're a pile of slush.
But yeah, so like we randomly ran into a goblin I had never seen before, and after we killed him, they have treasure goblins. If you kill them, you get a lot of treasure. This one opened a portal, and that portal opened to a magical land full of teddy bears, unicorns, clouds, and rainbows and presents.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the fabled unicorn level.
And it was actually, it wasn't the
you,
unicorn level.
Are you shitting us?
No, I'm not.
It wasn't the
shitting you.
unicorn level. It was a different one.
Wait, really?
Yeah, there are multiples. Apparently.
Yeah, man. That's the funny thing about Diablo is that there's this.
We did the cow level as
Yeah.
well.
They
don't take themselves seriously.
Yeah, there's several absurd levels that you can access or enter that wouldn't make sense within the context of the game whatsoever.
Yeah, I just looked up an image of someone dying in unicorn level, and it just says you have died. Your items have lost 10% durability, and there's just a bunch of unicorns like standing over a dead body.
But it's like
That sounds about right.
so when we were on, so I think it's similar to the new unicorn level, but instead it's got more loot and less animals to kill. And we had to go back because we filled up on inventory 4 times before completing the area.
Is there like a recall system or
Mhm.
some way to? Okay, recall. That's an Ultima
Recall's a
Online
League
term
thing.
as well,
Oh.
right?
I
It's
just know
also
it in League,
it's
No, you're
also
right. Maybe
it's
that's
also
what
in
I got it from.
Heroes of the Storm.
which is
Couldn't even
Blizzard League.
Make their own fucking terminology that obviously wasn't stolen from Dota with League as well.
Who cares? Who cares?
Dota sucks.
Either way, just
Joking.
been playing a lot of that, and at the behest of Neil, I've been getting into the economics and the social implications of war in anime. I've been watching a lot of Maoyu.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Like I've heard how they say it in the anime, and I'm just like, okay, I'm probably not gonna attempt to do that. It's good, isn't it?
Oh my god! As soon as you said it's by the same people who made Log Horizon, I was like, all in.
Yeah, I'm kind of at an impasse for that matter too, trying to figure out whether I'm going to watch the anime for Log Horizon or just start buying the light novels. Because I know the anime is not going to finish it.
God damn it! I just want the next season to start of the anime.
Well, so I think they're up to 10 volumes of Log Horizon. This is just a quick aside. And he's working on volume 11. I could be wrong. 11 might be out. The first 2 seasons are over 1 through 5 and 6 through 10. So they'd have to wait until volume 15
Oh,
before they could make a season 3.
so basically, what you're saying is, Chris, read a book.
Yes, maybe, but the whole joke you could make about light novels are that like there are constantly delays as you wind up to the ending of the light novel. So by the time we actually get to a resolution, it might be a while until we can even read that. And even then, like the creator of Log Horizon and Maoyu got into some legal troubles with like tax evasion. So there's speculation that the company that was doing the anime no longer wants to associate with him anymore.
Mm.
So
Oh, such a good anime. Anyway, so for those who don't know, Mayo, spelled Maoyu, is an anime.
okay, sorry.
I hope everybody gets to enjoy how creepy it is.
Oh, yeah. It's an anime about
It's an anime about a hero, aptly named Hero.
Yusha, hero. Yeah.
He is
Is
the
it
hero.
Hiro?
No, it's Hero. He's
Oh,
Hero.
all right.
There are no character names in this.
There are no character names, and I find that amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty charming actually.
He goes off. There's a big war going on between demons and humans, and the hero of light has his posse: knight, magician. What's the old pervert's name?
It's not old pervert son.
It's Archer or Gentleman Archer or something like
yeah,
that.
Gentleman Archer. So he goes off by himself to defeat the Demon King, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to defeat the Demon King." And he meets Demon King, the Demon King, aptly named
Demon King.
Demon King.
Demon King.
And turns out Demon King is a she.
Demon Queen.
And they actually talked about that. He's like, "Why are you not a queen?" She's like, "It's an antiquated title. Shut up." So, and she's like, "Hey, we should get married and we should, solve this war problem." And then she maths him into marriage. She goes full economics on him. He's like, "I guess this makes sense. Marriage."
It's like, here, read this economic report about how the war is helping out both sides and why why peace isn't possible if you just kill me. And he's like, "What is this, parchment? What? No, it's paper. Don't you guys have paper yet?" The demon queen or king referring to
We're
humans.
gonna need some research contracts after we bring these two nations together.
Pretty much. And he goes, "Oh, this kind of makes sense." And then she uses a metaphor of looking over a hill. And he goes, "I understand this." She's like, "Let's get married." He's like, "Sure." And she's got a thing about being fleshy. She's very fleshy. She's got a lot of useless flesh.
I see. Okay.
Lots of useless flesh. Anyway, so she's
Do you understand that, Scott?
she got big boobs.
Oh,
She got big boobs and not strong muscles.
that's not useless flesh.
She calls it useless. She's a demon.
That's true.
Like, what she got to use it for? Yeah.
And it's got like just enough seriousness and just enough like humor in it for me. So like when you first meet her, she's wearing horns.
Mhm.
And then after they get married, she quite literally takes them off.
Is it like...
It's like a barrette type thing.
I feel the need to say that it's not even so much like a marriage. They're promising each other that like they own each other, if that makes sense.
Hey, Headmaid said marriage is the same exact thing. There's a character named Headmaid. She's the Headmaid.
And so the first thing they have to do is like, if they're going to create peace between these two worlds,
They've got to make sure the humans are going to live.
yep.
So they're not producing enough food if they stop the war. And basically like, so
they need to prevent a famine.
pretty much. So like the humans were blaming the demons on this this area that the skies turned dark and the land turned infertile. So basically they started blaming the demons for that. And the Demon King was like, "Well, that's what happens when you chop down all your trees and burn it for coal."
It's like, well, what about the
They're
nation, the Tin Nation, where the king was possessed by like a demon, and I can't remember everything he did, but like
He did a lot
basically,
It was because all the mercury in the water, wasn't it?
no, it was basically the Demon King is like, well, that's what villains do. They do terrible shit and say they were possessed so they can get out of it.
Exactly. So basically, and she basically goes to a small village and says, "Hey, I see you guys are doing this like this weenie crop rotation thing."
Yeah, this is called crop cycling. We need to get some soybeans in here. We need to put some nitrogen into this soil.
Clover?
She does clover,
Uh-huh.
wheat, potatoes, and something else.
Oh, that's another important thing. She introduces
Potatoes.
Yep.
They didn't have potatoes.
They did not
before?
have potatoes. She's like, "Hey, and this is a potato." And she's like, and they're like, "What's this? It's
like-
delicious."
yeah.
And then some other maids come in and they're like, "We prepped this weird thing how you said to prep it." And it's just a bowl of mashed potatoes, and she gives it to the other guy, and he's like, "And it's real hearty and shit.
Yeah.
You should probably eat those." And he's like, "Oh my god, these are delicious. How long is it going to take for us to grow this shit?" And she's like, "A couple of weeks. We got this."
Oh my gosh. I might watch this. This
Oh my
sounds
god,
really
it's
funny.
so good. It's all about economics and if things I wish I had when I was in school that would have made me more interested. If I had Log Horizon in high school, man, I would have been a G. A G.
You'd be on Wall Street right now.
Min-maxing the shit out of those stocks.
I'm studying for that right now. Anyway,
Nice.
You've taken an 8-year detour, but now
we're getting there.
Hiatus.
We're getting there. But yeah, so basically, and it's just an anime about economics and trying to make humans better, and everyone is aptly named their title, which makes me the reason I called the gentleman archer a pervert is because as soon as the Demon King walks in, so everyone who doesn't know she's the Demon King just calls her ma'am because she's of high class.
Isn't she also called like Crimson Scholar?
She's the Crimson Scholar. Yeah. Is her other title as well. So like her maids call her ma'am. The human maids that are now human. Don't ask.
Okay, that's fine.
It's all convoluted in a good way, I guess.
In like the best way. But so like she walks in and the gentleman archer goes, "Hold it right there." And all the people that know she's the Demon King get real stressed. They're like, "Oh God, he sensed her demonic aura." And like at the point she was wearing a very low cut top, but she's wearing a cape over it. And she like closed her cape as she walked in.
Oh.
So he says, "Hold it right there." Walks up to her and everyone's like real nervous. Like, "Oh shit, what's going to happen?" Yeah. And then he goes, "Can I see your breasts one more time?" He's like,
"Stop right there, criminal scum.
Can I see the vision of your chest one more time?"
Oh man.
And then the knight, aptly named Knight,
interferes,
hits him over the head and calls him a
baka.
Lech.
You baka.
Oh yeah, Lech.
Either way, it's great. And the hero of light, he's too powerful. He's so powerful.
But he's the perfect representation of what he would be in that RPG or game that this is making fun of at the same. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Because he literally looks like he was yanked out of a Dragon Quest game.
He does. And he doesn't look very impressive at all, but he's just like, "Oh, big boss is coming around. Let me go smack him. Let me go smack him around a bit. Teach him a lesson."
It's not really even much of a spoiler to say that like his conflict is that like he is literally the strongest person in this entire series, but he has absolutely no
education.
He doesn't understand the consequence of his actions.
He doesn't. Like he's super thoughtful and stuff, but he doesn't have any direct power that helps the people. And I think when he realizes that in episode 1, it's like, yeah, I can save the day, quote unquote, but I'm not going to be able to feed the starving children. Right. I'm not going to be able to help re-educate all of these soldiers that have been born to be soldiers.
Demon King sets up an education system.
That's awesome.
Like the plot lines that deal with the church as well, it's all really interesting. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Either way, been watching that and playing all the Diablo.
It's nice to see that concept resolved by something other than like guts and determination or combat prowess or just,
the Demon King actually sent him on a mission to do something, and she was like, "You're not done yet?" He's like, "No, I'm not done yet." She's like, "Dude, why don't you just use your destruction magic? You could have obliterated everyone." He's like, "Yes, everyone." Even the people that are just trying to live their life. "I'm trying to do this a better way, Demon King. God damn it. I am yours. You are mine. Let's dance. You smell good." That's the episode I just got done with.
What's that, 5 or 6?
One of those two. Either way, she smells good. And she's got flabby, useless flesh. She gets real butthurt about it.
About the flabby arms, like underarms or whatever.
She's like, "I've been doing calisthenics every day." And she's like, "Look at this. It's so flabby under my arms." He's like, "You're beautiful. Shut up."
So while we're talking about anime, or any series for that matter at all, we haven't quite decided what we're going to do for our next Let's Watch or whatever. Watch along, watch-a-thon, something or other. We had a few ideas that we
Fancy
have
watch
posted.
party?
Fancy watch party. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Can we get the watching ramen boil? I don't know.
For another time.
Yeah, you're gonna need some time to think that one out.
I stick with fancy watch party.
So I had a few ideas, and I figured I could run them by you. I did not I did not read into much to make sure I wasn't spoiled. The first one is Danganronpa. I have
East of Eden. We have to watch that.
Oh, you down with that?
I'm down.
Okay, it's been decided.
I love that. Oh
wait, you've already watched it?
Multiple times. Oh, it's so good.
All right, so let's go over the other ones real quick too.
Wait, has Neil watched East of Eden?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay.
Have you watched East of Eden?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
So that's still tied for like quote unquote the top spot.
I think
or
2 out
higher.
of 3 of us is good because then we at least have one person as a quality gauge.
What about Gosick?
I haven't heard of it, or I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. Don't know
I
anything
haven't
about it.
heard of it or seen it. And what's the English title? You like to throw in Japanese titles with me.
I don't think
I think
there's
Gosick
an
is
English
the title.
version of Gosick. Gosick? Gosick? Gosike? All I see is that whatever the fuck it's, however it's pronounced, Gosick, has an 8.2 on myanimelist.net, which we all know is the premier place to check out your anime. All I saw was that it's in the detective genre and mystery genre from what I saw. And I was looking up like best mystery animes.
Mm-hmm.
And this came up
The
as
series
one of
mostly
them.
focuses on person A and person B getting involved in different mystery cases and their struggle to solve them, at the same time forming important bonds with different people in themselves.
So maybe it's not like an overarching theme. Then.
Yeah,
Gothic
it might be a
Lolita.
serial thing.
Okay, hold up. There's more. There is Death Parade.
I've heard of this and also don't know anything about it.
I have also heard of this and don't know anything about it.
It's an 8.3. It's even better than Gothic.
Oh my
Gothic.
gosh.
I think it's on my queue on Crunchyroll, actually.
And it's relatively recent as well, for that matter. 2015 for the series.
The results of which reveal what secrets, and then I stopped looking. That looks good.
Guy's got a mad haircut. That's for freaking sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Drama, mystery, psychological thriller. I think this is worth it.
I'm down. We can do it. None of us
Death
know what's
Parade.
going to happen.
Okay, I'm down too, but you guys should definitely watch Eden of the East.
We might
And
have to
then
do that
watch,
next.
Well, we
and then
might,
watch
yeah.
both movies. There are 2 movies, by the way.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's
Oh my
so
God.
good.
This is the
Ah.
one where the guy wakes up in DC.
In front of
Naked,
the White
holding
House.
a gun.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Gun and a cell phone. Is he a terrorist? He might be a terrorist. What the fuck's going on? I don't know. He's got no memories. It's so good.
I think we should do that next.
Okay. Sounds good. I like this. Now on to news after a quick break from our sponsors.